Peace, my family, and right back to all. And those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time, welcome. This is your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all to get healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good night mind. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys are keeping yourselves and moving up in your higher natures and most definitely cleansing the lows. I came on here today to express and to share another clip from my master teacher's book, The Mind by Dr. Malachi L. And again, I know this will help you along your journeys. And if you are interested also and want to check out the right knowledge, you can. It is on my channel. And the book on the scroll is called The Mind. So, I just thought I'd share. And it goes like this. Scroll 15. Khalug, the Creator. 19 times 10 equals 190. Lo, if someone were to ask why Yahshua, El Elo, El Khalug, he who is the source, the creator, is one, he or she might answer that if there were creators, Elohim or Alamu, for this incident on earth, one could not always design his creation like the other. Neither would they go by the same principles. So we have a creator from many creators. In the Garden of Eden, agreeable, disagreeable, give you will. El Elo from the Elohim. In order for one to preside, it would be necessary for the other to perish. In this state, or step down to his or her leadership, making him a supreme, a El Melech, the king, or El Melech, a Malachi, or Malachi, the King of Kings, the angel over all angels, he who appointed the 7 archangelic beings, the El Malachat, or Malakut. He, El Elo, is a being as Allah. He is Allah El Ha-Zayami. Allah, the supreme being, the will of one or the other must manifest. The wishes of both or of neither one would not be possible. This would be a sign of frustration. And this would be a sign of frustration. And obviously, he or she who is responsible for the intricate creation of all things of the cycle of refilling and replenishing the earth is beyond frustration, and alone in his power as Yahshua or Yahweh, one of the Yahwehs, and Elohim, only the all is the absolute, and all creators are in the all. Your Allah, Rab, Jesus, Horus, Tammuz, Yahweh, Jehovah, God, Dios, Buddha, Brahma, Java, Theos, Tammuz, Bel, Adani, Osiris, and all the others are in the all. As it stands, the universe is a very measured place where everything fits within a particular pattern, and in the design of all things is an obvious unity. That cannot be possible if more than one creator took responsibility of all creation. So let me run that back and repeat that. That cannot be possible if more than one creator took responsibility of all creation. Each creator is assigned by the all to be the one creator or creators within or with one head, as the angels within one entity of all of them. For there is life beyond earth and new forms being discovered every day. So you, Muhammad, say in the second chapter of El Quran, originally the second chapter in El Quran, so it's 287. So originally the chapter was 87 and 163rd verse, and it speaks on your Allah. Source is Wahanu or Wahidi, who one Al-Hug or Laha Allah El. Don't make for him any partners. El's Torah given to Mashiach, also called Moses. Exodus 23. Or you say, you shall have no other gods before me. El's Torah to Mashiach, also called Moses. Exodus 23. I am a jealous God. El's Torah to Mashiach, also called Moses. Exodus 34:14. That means there is more than one, and you're not to use but one. If thou art a Muslim, you use Allah or Rab. If thou art a Hebrew or Israelite or Jew, you use Yahweh or Elohim or Adani or Hashim. And if thou art a Buddhist, you use Buddha. But if you're one entity, yet are in the all religions and their one God, each are in the all. Therefore, all sincere, spiritual, and righteous people know with strong conviction that the Creator is power, has no associates in that power. So he is called the most powerful, the most merciful, the most generous. To be the most of anything means their other Allah is Akbar, or as they say, the greatest. Then he is greater than others like him. Everything inside of the all is a servant, has no equal, no consorts, and no partners, because all is in the all. You can't take from it, you can't add to it. The all has neither beginning nor end. The all has always existed and will exist, because the all is outside of existence. all exists in the all. The out is outside time, for time exists in the all. The all did not begin. The all cannot end. Allah is the beginning. El Wahul. And Allah is the Alpha and the Omega. If you are the beginning, you have a beginning. If you are the ending, then you have an ending. The all is without beginning or ending. The originator of things we see and do not see. The breath that sustains all creation. Presence in the all. El Elo, Anu, the Most High, is the only reality. And He too is in the all. Everything else is mere illusion. He is one. He is the one. El Haduk has been the cry of every news bearer's prophet, for an Enocite immortal had the tendency to stray from El Elo, the Most High's guidance, our Heavenly Father, and seek the protection of those which could neither help nor harm him. The appointed one who appointed and anointed Tammuz, who is Horus, and Yahshua, Jesus, in the depths of ignorance and backwardness, people sought help from objects made by their own hands. Ka, creator of the Ka, which is yields the Ba, and the Kaun, or the Haka. An Enocite, immortal, wanted to reduce the creator to his or her own level. But how could an object or an Enocite immortal be responsible for all of creation? Question. So to assert that an Enocite was responsible, or mortal was responsible, or that the universe accidentally came into being, thrives on the absence of logic and an abundance of ignorance. The Elohim, by permission of El Elo, the Most High, the fashioner, gave electronic charge to the protons and the electrons, designed the minute solar system of the atom like the one which we live 76 trillion years ago. Gave light its speed 186,272 feet per second. Put a barrier around sound 1,100 feet per second. Blessed the golden sun Ra with enough mass to create the gravitation that keeps the heavenly bodies of this solar system orbiting properly. El Elo, the Most High, is the fashioner. There's a reason why 75% of the planet Earth and 70% of the human body consists of water. Remember that. The Creator put that balance there. Can you begin to understand it? When the oceans of the world all come rushing towards the shore, who resonates or who synchronizes it? Question. So let me repeat that. When the oceans of the world all come rushing towards the shore, who synchronizes it? Question. If the world water waves were to cease moving, how would the fish breathe? Question. El Elo, the fashioner, started the water moving, and it has yet to stop on its journey home. Water is always moving towards larger masses of water. I could tell you something that would be real fascinating, but it's very simple. One thing that's unique, water is unique. Let me tell you something unique about water. Water is a symbol of personification. It is in the atmosphere. You don't see it. It's water, vapor. It goes from what is considered invisible, a vapor, to a liquid, to a solid, to an ice, to hot ice, to gas. Ask yourself, what makes up water? Question. You're trying to think of an answer in order to look like you know something. You forget I said I wanted to tell you something. You see, it's the obvious. The obvious, abstract. Water is a symbol of personification. It's unseen. You don't see it. Then there's vapor, stream, and condensation, and over frozen hot ice. Where did it come from? And where is it going? Question. The mystery of water is that it's always going home to water. Water never stays anywhere. Water is not. If water never stays anywhere, water is not. If I put it on the ground, it will evaporate or seep into the ground. Seeking out or seeping is always going home to water. It's pumping out of the source. Looking for the source of water. Look at it in a test tube. Leave it for 100 years. It will consistently be on the move, but it will eventually go back home to water. The molecule turned inside out. Thus, the restless soul of a human being is 3/4 water. Your brain, the blood, the breathing, the digestive system, the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the urine, the light, the pulse, the blood. This is the restlessness of human being. You see, there's only one real thing in existence, and that's change. And the only thing consistently changing is water. And where is the home of water? Question. I told you at the beginning. Home is the vicious cycle. Water is pumping out of a source, looking for the source of water. You used to know these things. You used to know these things when you had your Barthian gland. You knew these facts. And this is just shows how out of touch you all are. The Barthian gland resided in the hippocampus area of the brain, which is a cavity of the cerebellum. The cerebellum is located at the lower part of the brain, which is attached to the brain stem. The Barthian gland has connection with the appendix and the tonsils. The hippocampus is a tissue which held the Barthian gland. When it was once inside Cadman, Zycar, Adam, the grandfather of Enos' brain, Although conscious perception does not occur in the cerebellum, this is part of the brain that is responsible for hallucinations. Also, the cerebellum or the cerebella reacts are unconscious, also the cerebellum reactions are unconscious, meaning you are unaware that it has happened. And that's why, even though the Bartholin gland is missing, parts of the gland were left on the nerve endings, because total removal would have damaged the nerve from the cerebellum. You had 7 senses: see, feel, hear, and originally you had what was called Neanderthal 10, the 7 senses that could activate the 7 higher senses, and even higher until you ascend back into divinity. But you are trapped by the sense of touch, which is multiplied by deception to 5. So it goes into going back to the senses, the 7 senses. You had 7 senses, which is see, feel, hear, taste, smell, clairvoyance, telepathy. And then it goes into the Holy Tablets, chapter 7, tablet 1, verses 10 to 13. Chapter 7, tablet 1, verses 10 through 13. It goes into that. Humans do not have it says humans do not have 4 higher senses. Humans do not have 4 higher senses. The mind, perception, intuition, mental communication, telepathy, object reading, psychometry, clear sight to see in other dimensions, clairvoyance. But with the removal of your Bartholin gland, you lost access to the Elohim. Then you became enocytes, mortals. An enocyte, a mortal, a human being, is a forgetful being, which is what happened when the Bartholin gland was removed. When you get back your power, we have to show you how to use it. But we have to control it. You have to prove your sincerity before it is returned to you. Otherwise, you may misuse it. The Bartholin gland will be inserted into those persons worthy of returning home when the Elohim comes for them. August 12th, 2003 to June 26, 2030 AD. Watch for May 5th, 2000 AD for the alignment. When this gland is reinserted, it will not be in the hippocampus part of the brain this time, but in the lower chin, referred to as the submental area, meaning the sub or the lower, and the mental, that which reacts with the mind. Remember, enocyte, mortal, El Elo is himself. If he wills, he can destroy this entire galaxy in a moment. And if he wills, recreate it in an instant. Nothing is too difficult for him, for this has already happened. An enocyte, an individual should observe and stand at awe by the many wonders that El Elo has fashioned. And because the Elohim was procreated, he or she has to acknowledge their Elohim's greatness. An enocyte, a mortal, has to submit to the supremacy of the ones who procreated them. And it goes into vinyl analyst Sir Isaac Newton, and the British scientist once had a skillful mechanic who made him a miniature replica of this solar system with balls representing the planets geared together by cogs and belts so as to move in harmony with the crank. Later, Newton was visited by a scientist friend who did not believe in the oil. Their conversation is related in the Minnesota technology. One day, as Newton sat reading in his study with his, large table near him, his friend stepped in. The sciences that he or she acknowledged at a glance what was before him. Sitting or stepping up to it, he or she slowly turned the crank. And with this distinguished admiration, watched the heavenly bodies all move in their relative speed in their orbit. Standing off a few feet, he or she exclaimed, "My, what an exquisite thing that is! Who made it?" Question. Without looking up from his book, Newton answered, "Nobody." Quickly turning to Newton, "Evidently, you did not understand my question. I asked, who made this question?" Looking now, Newton assured that nobody made it, but that the aggression of that matter, which admired, had just happened to assume that the form it was in. But the astonishment replied with some heat, "You must think I'm a fool. Of course somebody made it, and he or she is a genius, and I'd like to know who he or she is." Laying his book aside, Newton arose and laid a hand on his friend's shoulder. "This thing is but a weak mutation of a much greater system, whose laws you know, and I am not able to convince you that this mere toy is without a designer or maker. Yet you profess to believe that the origin from which this design is taken has come into being without either designer or maker. Now tell me, by what sort of reasoning do you reach such a conclusion, or a incongruence conclusion?" Question. Echo the word of all the news bearers, wise astronomers, sages and saints. La Allah, ha Allah el Khalug. Nothing would exist except by the way of the all. Mind your mind for the jewels of your soul. So that right there is the end of that scroll. So there's just something to take a look at within yourself. And again, if you want to check this out yourself, you can check it out on my channel under the mind. And again, if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. And again, learning the right knowledge is beautiful. It's bittersweet sometimes, but ultimately knowing the truth will most definitely make you free and give you more of an understanding, an overstanding, and an understanding of the world around you in these many different realms of existence. And of course, of our Creator and the beings that help procreate us. It is real. So, I just want to tell y'all, I hope you know that you are loved beyond this world. Begin to spread the love and begin to bring the love within yourself out. because it's in all of us. We just got to warm our hearts up a little bit more and begin to take those steps to open by showing care and concern from one to another. And most definitely other than yourselves. Moving into selfish ways and begin to uplift others in many different ways. And it's real, family. That's how you begin to spread the love. And beyond that good love frequency. It is real, family. Again. So on that note, free our master teacher, Dr. Malachi L. Peace, shalom, and wadu.